Good evening and happy Sunday. I'm in my kitchen, as you can tell, and I'm gonna make what I think is the ultimate comfort food. So I'm gonna make some chicken pot pie. So I'm just starting off by cutting some onion and garlic. Yesterday I made some chicken salad. So yesterday I made some chicken salad. And I have a little bit of stock left over from when I prepared that, so I'm going to use that today in the pot pie. As I struggle with this onion. Alright. So I have an onion, a couple cloves of garlic. And I also have a few leftover potatoes in the fridge, so I think I will use those as well. I typically don't put potato in my chicken pot pie, but seeing that I have it handy, I will just add it. My eyes always water at this part. And it's already starting, and all I'm doing is just peeling some garlic. So anyways, I'm gonna get these washed. Into cubes. my chicken is prepared. I'm gonna cut them up in cubes. You can use cooked chicken if you want to. I just like to cut them up beforehand, so as the chicken cooks, it just absorbs all of the flavor and the seasoning. So I'm just gonna get this chopped up into little cubes. I think this is like a very simple dish to make. It comes together in no time, and I like to cut everything ahead of time so that I can just put everything together like as I'm cooking it, and I don't have to go back and forth. I just find it saves me more time to do it this way. That should be good. I'm just gonna maybe cut them a little bit smaller. Just a few of them. Some of them are a little bit too big. Oops. Like this. I think that's too big, so I'm just gonna cut it in half. So they're little chunks, almost the same size of the potatoes I just cut, so you get an even distribution of chicken and potato. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of Italian seasoning, some salt and pepper, and then I have some fresh thyme and parsley, and then I will adjust the seasoning as it's cooking. Like if it needs more salt or pepper, then I can do it at that time, but I'm just gonna give it a bit of seasoning, some salt, and a little bit of paprika as well. But the stock from the chicken salad I made yesterday has tons of flavor, so it'll just add a little bit more, and then like I said, I can always go back in and make sure that it's well seasoned. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start off by sauteing these. have some small tinfoil tins that I'm going to use, and some puff pastry. Just easier if you don't want to make your own. So I'm just going to roll this out on a clean counter. I'll see how many I can get from it. Well, I have a few more boxes here to the side. I think this one's much better than this one because this one doesn't have enough overhang. This one does. So I think I'm gonna try and put them all like this and then just use the scraps. Taste test. This is piping hot, I can tell, obviously. A little taste test. That's really good. Now the fun part, I'm going to use a ladle. Scoop these in, and I also have the aluminum tins on a baking tray just so it's easy to put into the oven and remove. But I think I need to do this quickly so that the bottom doesn't get too soggy because this is obviously piping hot. I don't want to overfill them either. Okay, I'll try and get these on. They look a little imperfect, but once you put the top on and kind of crimp the edges, then it all comes together and it looks really good. So I'm gonna just lay this on top the best I can. And I'll obviously trim any of the edges so that I can reuse some of that dough for other tops so that nothing is wasted. And then squeeze them together. Oh, actually, I think I need to kind of roll them under. Yeah, so roll them under and then kind of give them a little bit of a pinch between your fingers to create that like folded ends. just so nothing comes spilling out. Ooh. Like so. And then I'm gonna cut a little slit in the top so that air can escape. And then I'm gonna do the rest of these. I do need an egg wash to brush over the top so it's nice and golden brown. But I'm gonna speed this part up obviously so that you can see what I'm doing. Chicken pot pies are out of the oven. So I made about 9. 8 of them have a complete top, and then I just used the leftover dough just to create a little bit of a biscuit on top of these, but we're gonna have dinner now.
Oh, that is a nice crust. Listen to that.
It's flaky.
It's so flaky, that's awesome.
Is the bottom cooked?
Do you want that in the audio?
Yes. Keeping it real.
All right, fair enough.
I think it is.
Looks good to me.
Oh, it is. It's cooked.
Oh, honey, that smells amazing.
Thank you. First bite.
Don't break it.
This is really good. I already tasted a little bit of it. It's so good. Just hot. That's so good.
The chicken is so tender too. Wow. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
I'm just so impressed with how crispy and flaky that is.
It's the egg wash on top. It makes it like golden, and then it makes it crunchy
I love it.
and crusty. Me too. Bon appetit.
Buen provecho.
I used to stay up all night trying to find my place, chasing neon lights and looking for some kind of trace to lead me out of darkness. Give me a little faith, something to make me stronger, someone who could light the way. Then you came to me and you gave me reason. I almost can't believe it. is when I really come alive.
Like this color. From the garden center, as you can see, and I've had a little bit of a tidy up out here. Just got rid of some of the summer flowers that had pretty much all died and replaced them with these beautiful mums. So these are kind of golden, orange, yellows from the garden center, and they're really, really pretty. So I have these two pots and then another one behind me, and this one will kind of sit on the table, and then that will be over there just to give the area a little bit of color. And then this one has a really nice copper pot, and that's going to go inside on the dining table just to give a little bit more color. I didn't do a lot of decorations on the inside, but maybe I can show you some of that. I will make a wreath. However, well, I made a wreath previously, I think a couple of years ago, an autumn wreath. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go back in, touch it up a little bit, maybe add a few more flowers, or maybe change out the ribbon, I think, just so I can have a little bit more yellow. So the wreath that I made pulls a lot of orange, but I think I want to add a little bit more of like these golden tones to it. So I think I'll just change out a few things and just give it a new lease of life. So that's what out here is looking like. It's much better than having it kind of bare with nothing. It just looks too gray out here. So I love to just have a little bit of color on the outside, and that way when I'm sitting inside I can just look out and enjoy the flowers. I'm back inside now and just about to start on my wreath, but I want to show you these beautiful sunflowers. I have to change the water. It's a little bit murky and maybe just give them a bit of a trim, but look how giant these stalks are. They're so big. The biggest stalks I think I've seen. So I'm just gonna give them a cut. Usually I would use this. I need this. I'm gonna use a knife. They cut fairly easily, which is great, but I think just to freshen up the stems and then change the water. And then just to fill them out a bit, I actually added some faux stems in there. They look so real, I don't think anyone can really tell, but so those are good. I'll trim these. God, this is giant. This is a wreath I made a few years ago for autumn. I really like it. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. You can see that it has these two owls in it. So that's kind of what I made. I really like it, but this year, since I did a lot more golden yellows, I wanted to replace the orange ribbon that's running throughout. This one from Michaels, which is a little bit more of the color I'm going for this year. So I think by adding that, it'll kind of change the color tone. I've had this in storage for months, obviously, and a couple things have fallen off, so I'm gonna use my glue gun to kind of put it back together and then remove the ribbon and add the other one in. I did buy another, like some sunflowers, kind of to match the sunflowers that I already have. And so maybe I'll pop a few in there just to give it a little bit more of this color tone, and then I'll use this somewhere, the rest of it somewhere else. But I'm just gonna go ahead and fix this a bit and put it back together. I'm just gonna cut any old dried up glue with these, and then I'm gonna put some more glue. So I think something fell from this spot here. There's a bare area in the wreath, so that's perfect. I'm just gonna slip in one of these sunflowers. It'll fit right here. So again, I'm just gonna try and put some glue around this way so that when I sit it down, this part would stick to it. Just gonna apply some pressure to hold it down to make sure that it cools and dries and it's actually stuck to the base of the wreath. I like how that looks at it. So much brighter. So I'm just gonna make sure I push these down just to make sure it's stuck on really good. But if there are any areas that do not have glue and it's not making contact with the wreath, then I can just go back in and put a little extra glue in those areas. Like that. There's so much going on in this wreath and I really like it. Just such vibrant colors. It's perfect for the autumn. Okay. Next, I'm going to remove the orange ribbon. And I'm going to replace it with this one. Instantly it changes it from a predominantly orange wreath to a more golden yellow wreath, which is so nice, just by adding in the sunflowers and the ribbon. That's all I've done. So I'm just gonna cut a nice long piece, and then I'm just gonna weave it in through the branches. Start on the top and follow kind of the area where the orange wreath was. So, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult now that I have all of this stuff on, but I'll give it a try. So I'll just leave that area here. An easier way to do it is to just cut smaller strips of the ribbon and then just kind of tuck each end in. That would be easier, but just give it a try like this. Maybe this might be a little bit too long, but we shall see. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just finding a gap in the wreath so that I can just weave this through, but I don't want it to be too tight, so I'm leaving a little bit of loose ribbon just so it kind of pops out. It gives it a really nice look. And then with this one, I want to make sure that it's on the sparkly side, so there's little bits of glitter in the ribbon. I'm not sure if you can see, but so I want to make sure that's facing upwards. Again, this might be too long. I may actually just cut this. It might be a little bit easier to work with. So maybe about here at this end. Okay. So again, making sure that this is facing upwards, this part. So I want to try and weave it this way. So I'm gonna find the end and then find a little spot through the wreath and stick the ribbon down and then pull it all the way through, leaving a bit of a gap or a little bit of a slack ribbon. And then from here, I'm gonna make sure it's facing the right way. Just like this. Part of the ribbon, this is another bit, and then I'm just going to repeat the process. And I don't know, like before I just kind of did half of the wreath, but I could possibly do the whole wreath and that would look nice. If you hear anything like crunching, it's Milton. He's eating one of my pine cones that have fallen off. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue this all the way, probably until I have no more ribbon left. And I'm just going back and checking to make sure that I'm loosening the ribbon that's kind of overhanging so that it's not too tight, and just flatten the rest of the leaves and stuff on the wreath. So I want it to look there we go, and then I'm just checking to make sure that that shiny side is on the outside. Okay. Milton's trying to pull up the ribbon down here. Next, where should I go from here?
I don't know anybody that could compare to you. The way you're always smiling, the way you light up a room. I couldn't live without you, not even if I tried. Cause every day I'm with you, I'm flying over the clouds. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm flying over the clouds. And I'm not coming down.
Okay, so this is the last little bit of the ribbon. This is towards the end, so I'm just gonna tuck it in. By the way, this is wired, and I always use wired ribbon because it's easier to kind of bend it and manipulate it in any direction that you would like. So the last little bit, I'm just gonna tuck it underneath here and just kind of hide it. And with this method, there's no need to secure the ribbon with a glue gun or even floral wire. You can if you want to, but weaving it in throughout the branches makes it stay very well, so I don't need to worry about it slipping.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know we're gonna be alright.
So that's the wreath done. All I've done is added a bow just to finish it off at the bottom. But I really like the colors so much more than the orange. It just gives it such a different look than when I began. Anyway, I'm gonna get this hung. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.